Hello friends! Today, I'm starting a story about building a small, budget-friendly home made of AAC blocks. In this series of videos, I'm going to show you the entire process of construction, from the moment we scouted the land to the day we finally move in. At the end of every video, I'll be breaking down a detailed and real budget sheet. The building process itself will be as simple and accessible as possible for everyone. So if you've been dreaming of your own home, but you have no idea where to start, I'm going to show you one way to make it happen. In this first part, I'll tell you the backstory of this project, show you how we found and bought the land, and we'll also take a close look at the house project itself. When we're young and full of energy, we always want more. Sometimes we make hasty decisions, like starting to build a massive, overwhelming house. I'm sure many of you have met older people who complained about building a house that was way too big. During construction, it sucked all the energy out of them. And later, it became far too expensive to maintain. To be honest, I felt the same way. When I was starting my own house, I was convinced it was too small. During the build, the size seemed just right. But after we moved in, my wife and I realized we should have built it even smaller. I'm certain that in 10 years, my idea of the perfect house size will shrink even further. The same thing happened to my parents. The large house my father started building when he was just 23 became too much to handle in his retirement. High maintenance costs, looming major repairs, and a strong desire to move closer to a large river, which is basically their second home. This pushed them to start building a new house, a compact, rational, and stress-free place for their golden years. Building this new home marks a fresh chapter in their lives. So, they decided to move to a new town, closer to their hobby. It's located in the Kiev region, near the Dnipro River, about 30 miles away from our current city. My parents started scouting for land with an optimistic budget of $2,000. They wanted at least a quarter acre to have room for a garden and a small orchard. One of the most important criteria was having all utilities right at the curb. Sometimes people ignore this, but later the price to connect electricity, gas, and water can completely destroy your entire budget. We also wanted a street with neighbors already living there. Good neighbors can help with water or power during the build, and they'll keep an eye on your materials when you're not there. Empty plots of land aren't a hot commodity right now, but many owners still remember the good old days and keep their prices delusional. We saw identical lots with prices ranging from $3,000 to over $10,000. We ignored the crazy ones and stuck to the stats. We found that land outside the town center really sells for around $3,000. We found 4 suitable lots and started negotiating. In the end, we closed on a perfect quarter-acre piece of land for only $2,000. It's a quiet area, friendly neighbors, and very close to a clean river. All utilities pass right by the fence. The downsides? It's a bit overgrown with weeds, and the groundwater is high, about 10 feet from the surface. However, the neighbors haven't complained about flooded basements. The biggest downside is the lack of asphalt. But they just paved the next street over, so we're hoping our road will be next. The cost of all the paperwork for the deed was $300. Just keep in mind, these prices are from 2018 in the Kiev region. If you live somewhere else, please tell me in the comments, what are the land prices in your area? Now let's look at the project. My father designed it himself. I try to suggest changes, both technical and architectural, but he has a very specific vision. For him, the main goal is budget. He wants the best result for the least amount of money, plus speed of construction. We simply don't have the time to drag this out for years. I agree with most of his decisions, which is why I'm sharing this journey with you. The total area is 60 square meters, about 650 square feet. This is similar to a standard 2-bedroom apartment, where millions of people live their whole lives. The second floor, 2 equal bedrooms, about 100 square feet each, and a small bathroom. The first floor, a 260 square feet living area, and a compact 50 square feet kitchen. The house is 2 stories with an external size of about 18 by 23 feet. You might ask, why 2 stories for elderly parents? Wouldn't a 1-story house be easier without all the stairs? Well, life is movement. As long as we have a reason to move, we keep living. A staircase can be that reason. It keeps you active. But also, a 2-story house is much warmer. Think of it like this. Your open palm is a 1-story house, and your closed fist is 2 stories. In winter, your palm will freeze much faster than your fist, even though they have the same volume. It's all about the surface area. By making the house compact, we reduce the area through which heat escapes. Plus, the foundation and roof are half the size, which means the building costs are much lower. There is no mudroom at the entrance. Yes, that's a downside. But in such a small space, it just wasn't practical. Instead, my father plans to use a high-quality, insulated wooden door, just like the one in my house. It doesn't draft, and it doesn't freeze. Another compromise is the bathroom on the 2nd floor. There wasn't enough room downstairs. But honestly, having the main bathroom next to the bedrooms is actually more convenient. We will still put a small toilet under the stairs on the 1st floor. For the walls, we chose AAC blocks. With 12-inch thick walls, the house will meet the local standards for heat loss. Even during those 2 weeks in February when it hits -13 degrees Fahrenheit, the heat loss will be minimal. If needed, we can add an insulated facade later. My only alternative to AAC blocks would be a wood frame house. My wife and I built our own house using that technology, and we don't regret it. We're keeping the ceilings low, 8 feet on the 1st floor and 7 feet 2 inches on the 2nd. In budget building, there's no point in high ceilings. They don't give you more living space, but they certainly increase your heating bill. The roof will be a simple double-slope design with 2 symmetrical carports on the sides, one for the car and one for a relaxing terrace near the entrance. Heating will be electric. The 1st floor will have a massive, thermal concrete floor to store heat using the cheap night rate electricity. The 2nd floor will have radiators. Although this project was designed for an elderly couple, it's also perfect for a young family of 4, where one bedroom is for the parents and the other for the kids. A good home means it's accessible. It means not spending your best years building a temple that you hope your grandkids will appreciate. It's about being free from a mortgage, so you can actually own your life and enjoy your time and money. So far, our total costs, land, legal, and transport, are $2,350. Next up, electricity, water, and the foundation. If you're interested, subscribe to the channel. I'm Hena, and this is Creative Galaxy, living with your own hands. Don't forget to check out our other videos.